What's up, y'all? All right, so let's talk. Let's chit chat real quick. So Eugene and Kieran, so they're talking about the whole joke that was made about them moving all the time. Okay, Eugene and Toya moving all the time, right? So Eugene didn't like that, and Kieran says that it was a trivial moment and that it didn't mean anything. And I'm like, it did mean something because that's why y'all did it. What's up, Sugar Shan? That's why y'all did it. It meant something. So stop saying that it didn't. It's just that you thought it was funny. He didn't think it was funny. I mean, it was a chuckle, but it wasn't that deep. Like this whole situation, it's really not that deep to me. So Cecil, Andy was like, well, who's Toya's best friend in the group? Is Simone. So then he was like, well, hey, if it would have been Cecil and them to do it, would you have had a problem, right? And Eugene says he still would have been mad. For me, I disagree. I don't think you would have been mad. Cecil says that it was funny to him, but once he talked to Eugene and learned the real issue or whatever, that's when he said it wasn't that funny. But I can't say that you would have been mad at Cecil for real. But my thing is this, Eugene. Cause it's not. If he thought it was funny, it is what it's just not that deep, y'all. Am I wrong? Like, is it me? It's just not that deep. So I'm like, are you not happy with the moves that you've made? Was it not your decision to move all of the times, and it was more so you trying to please Toya? Because it seems to be a bit of unhappiness there, that you feel like it's bad that they making a joke out of you and y'all constantly moving, but I also saw you for what you was trying to do too, Kieran, because you was being funny as hell. See, you tried to turn it and make it seem like, oh, well, that's a good thing that you guys are moving from place to place. Like, that's really good. And it's like, but that's not what y'all were doing. So now you also sit up here playing in this man's face, trying to make it seem like that's a great thing that you guys keep moving from location. You're able, like, that's success. Like, no, it's not. So you trying to play in this man's face, because if that's what it was, you wouldn't have made a fucking joke out of it. So why are you being full of shit? Like, it's not making sense to me. They both wasn't making sense in that moment. Okay, so Curtis decides he was gonna call Eugene out, baby, and say, you want to sit up here and feel away, honey, about somebody cracking a joke about you, but what about when it was me? Okay, when I was going through my stuff with my wife, you thought that it was so comical, X, Y, and Z. So now, and then that's when Eugene was like, well, I didn't make a joke out of that. I didn't go put on a costume. I didn't do this or that. And Curtis not trying to hear that, because at the end of the day, the joke was at my expense, and now you have a joke at your expense. So what's up? Like, whoa, okay. Guess it really ain't that deep now, is it, Eugene? Okay. Anyway, so Eugene was questioned about Toya and how she's been feeling alone. And Eugene says that it's because he's been working a lot and he got to a place where he removed himself from the family. So also seeing Eugene kind of crack up, he says that he doesn't like to see Toya cry. It hurts him. But to see his voice crackle, and he's about to shed a few tears. I hate to even say this. I do wonder what is happening that y'all not telling us. I'm not saying Toya has done anything with anybody, but them tears was giving. Did something happen, Eugene? Do you want to come and lay your head on our shoulder and tell us what has happened, Eugene? Is there anything that you like to let the people know about, Eugene? Something wasn't right about them tears, if you ask me. Okay, so there's that. What else? So then Kieran talks about black men getting Botox. I'll be honest. I started asking, I was like, black men getting Botox? That's new. I never heard of that. I would have thought that most of your customers were white women getting Botox, but black men, Kieran, really? I don't know if I fully believe Kieran. I feel like Kieran may be a liar, in all honesty. But he's the doctor, so he could be telling the truth. And then I ain't gonna lie, I was like, okay, you talking about, are these black gay men or black straight men? Who's coming to getting these this Botox? Because I'm also thinking, like, regardless of what they are, their sexuality or anything, like, black really don't crack like that, girl. You know what I'm saying? It's not cracking down like that, girl. So who is over here getting these Botoxes? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know. That's what Kieran said, right? I mean, I'm learning, Kieran. I'm gonna have to take what you say with a grain of salt, baby. Especially the way that you tried to sit up there and lie in our face with a smile on your face, trying to finesse Eugene and say, "Oh, well, that's a good thing. This is success that y'all are moving X, Y, and Z, that you guys keep moving or whatever. But you sat up there and made a joke of success. That doesn't make sense, okay? It's not making sense for me. All right. So what else happened? So Dr. Scott got his ass up there and rapped, and I said, we did not need it. We didn't need any of this. Why would you do that? We didn't need this. He did it. Contessa was over there praising her man, singing along. I said, girl, you better support him when don't nobody else don't. You better be a good wife. Okay. Do what you do, girl. So the guys were asked about what did the men know about their wives, or what did they not know about their wives before they got married? Because remember, that was a question. And that's when Toya said their DIC case doesn't get any bigger. So Eugene says that he didn't know that his wife's mouth was never going to shut the hell up. I appreciate it, Eugene, on that, because Toya take enough shots at her husband. It's about time she take one from him, right? So then Eugene says he's never had an issue with pleasing a woman, and he's very comfortable with himself. I don't follow. You better be happy with yourself, Eugene. Period. Okay. Toya tries to backtrack and change what it is that she said about this man peeing, and then she was trying to equate it to like general things, like, just speaking in general on marriage. And it's like, Toya, there's no way that you could speak generally on marriage and a person not include your husband in that too. You must be speaking from him for him as well. Like, there's no way to dress this up. What you need to do is accept accountability for what you said and likely apologize to your husband. Okay. What else? Toya tries to backtrack, change what she was saying she wasn't dissing her husband. And I said, lies, Toya. You were speaking on your husband. You're unhappy, Toya, and you're lonely in your marriage. Okay, so that's why you said what you said. Eugene was asked about whether he has a kink for Toya's disrespect. I said, damn, what a question! What a question! Do you have a kink for Toya's disrespect? Wow, because ain't nobody finna just sit up there and let somebody disrespect them, but for some reason you do. You must enjoy it. You must like it. He says no. He's very vocal when it comes to their marriage. I said, okay, then if you want to be vocal, right? So Quad was speaking to how Toya does disrespect him and how he looks out for her. So Quad seemed like she was coming from a place of trying to like have his back a little bit, right? So Eugene butts in and says that, but Quad, you've said some things even worse. You said things worse than what my wife could have said. Like, you just said some grimy shit, right? So I felt like, in my opinion, yeah, because Quad ended up calling him Eugenia, and he felt like that was worse. And Toya felt like that was worse as well. But if you ask me, I feel like both of y'all were worse. Okay. If you ask me, both of y'all were not good. She shouldn't have called him Eugenia. You shouldn't have said what you said about your husband. But I do think that because said jabs comes from your wife is what should make it more worse than what an outsider could say. You right? That's what I would think. Okay. Um, What else? Quad was wrong for jumping in the mess though. Yeah, because I don't even know how she jumped into their mess to even oh, that's what it was a tweet. It was a tweet on and Quad, she was watching the show and Quad just jumped out there and said Eugenia needs to stay in his biz in his all and his place, stop being in women's business, X, Y, and Z. And I felt like Quad shouldn't have jumped in it. Like, just scoot back, okay? If it did not consider or it wasn't involving you, stay back a little bit, okay? So what else? Oh yeah, I feel like Quad be lying. I do. I feel like Quad be lying. I feel like them people really ain't even been discussing you, talking about you, or too much of doing anything this season at all. But you do have a hard on for them, and I don't understand. I feel like Quad just be sitting up there lying, and people just go up for it or whatever, right? So Eugene calls Quad miserable. I said, and she is. Quad is very miserable. She's miserable, and so is Toya. Okay. uh just because Quad miserable don't mean that Toya ain't. Okay. Toya tells her, I told her, don't talk to my husband, talk to his wife. Then Quad says, Toya, do you really think I can't get a man? I said, wait a minute. Wait, let's go back. Come back over here. Come back over here, girl. How did you get when Toya told you, don't talk to my husband, talk to his wife? How did you get out of that conversation, you know, or get a man that talks to, or get you a man, get a man that can talk to another man? Don't talk to my husband, talk to me. How did you get out of that conversation? Toya, do you really think I can't get a man? Toya, are you projecting or something? Nobody said that. No one said that you couldn't. Are you okay? Are you okay? See, Quad is miserable for sure, in my opinion. Just off of that statement alone, like, girl, when nobody even talking about it, I just said get a man that's gonna talk to him. Like, I didn't say that you couldn't get one. You're saying that you can't get one. I didn't say that. What the hell are you saying? And then, you strike me as a person, Quad, that would go get a man just so you could prove to Toya that you can get one, the same way that you went out and you bought that house just so you could prove that you didn't live in no townhome. And because when you sat up there and you got your house and you had your Christmas party, all you could talk about was the people that was hating on you. And it's like, yeah. You also strike me as a person that needs competition in order to be successful, meaning that you would likely compete with your friends. And when they probably doing a tad bit better than you may throw a little shade their way. Like, I don't know. You got some things you need to work on, Miss Quad. I don't like it. All right. So, what else? Should I say Quad's miserable or whatever? Oh, and then why was Quad talking to Andy? Like, she runs the show, like she's in charge of the girls. Andy, why are you allowing Quad to run your fucking show? Like, they're not paying the rent. Like, no, ma'am. Um, yeah. I also feel like Quad could have signed a 2 or 3 year contract. But at the end of the day, woman, who you think you is? Like, she's like, well, then, no, I know what I said. You ain't got to tell them what I said when it came down to the tweet. But then go ahead and tell them. Who are you talking to? Y'all a mess on that show. A mess. Let's keep going. So Damon starts speaking, and he speaks on men hashing out their issues and how they handle things much differently than women. We see that on Love and Marriage Huntsville, right? So Contessa wanted to know why Damon didn't come to them and speak to them a long time ago if he was really trying to bring the group together. Why you ain't been having no conversation with me? Why you trying to wait now to have a conversation with me? So Contessa says that they should have been had a resolution. Heavenly says, listen, I tried to have a resolution with you, but you never answered the phone when I was trying to call or whatever, right? So, what else? Yeah, Heavenly said also, Quiet told me the SHI that you was telling her about me. I felt like Contessa and Heavenly are both full of shit. Like, that's just what they both full of shit. Contessa, you don't make no damn sense. It's like you want people to grovel for you or something. Because I'm not like, girl, you want her to make amends, but you don't want to answer the phone. Make it make sense. And based on how you're treating the friendship with Heavenly makes me see how you probably treated things with your husband. You probably wanted certain things, but you weren't meeting him halfway on nothing. Like, it's not making sense, okay? So I felt like Quad was also full of shit. And now she's trying to fix what she said about Contessa because Heavenly said Quad told me this or that. So now Quad is trying to fix up. Like, wait a minute. Like, so what did I say? Okay, so I did that. Okay, and then what was the next thing? But the second thing she said didn't necessarily answer the question that was being asked. I can't remember what it was, but I remember thinking that. All of them full of shit. They just full of shit. Okay. Um, what else? Oh, yeah. So then we learned that Heavenly kind of started the conversation. Is what it sounded like they were saying. Heavenly was telling people that Quad was messing with a contractor. Girl, one thing about Bravo Production, they're gonna roll that bean footage on your ass, okay? And you was telling Anila that and then sat up there and said, but don't say that, you better not say that. And this is the reason why I truly believe Anila had something to do with what happened with Toya as far as the cheating rumors and stuff. Because based on how that conversation went with she and Heavenly and how it was recorded, I feel like, and what we already saw about Anila telling the other lady she need to speak up, right? They had that same conversation off camera. They just didn't have the footage to roll. So Anila's not innocent in nothing. Heavenly, you was wrong. One thing about it, I don't know, and that's what I don't understand, y'all. Quad doesn't like Toya, so she says, for the same things that Heavenly does, but you still sit up there and you be so loyal to Heavenly. Heavenly has accused you on more than one occasion of cheating with or messing around with married men on more than one occasion. And that's still your friend. But Toya say something slick about your home, your townhome is a problem. Now, if Heavenly would have walked in there and said your townhome was a basement, you would not have been mad at all. But it's something that you have going on with Toya. I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna say that it's jealousy, but I don't know what your issue is with Toya, but you need to figure this out. Okay. What else? So Heavenly wants to blame Simone for having, oh, that was interesting too. So, uh, what's her name? Simone was asked about the conversation. Y'all know when they all had to sit down at the house or whatever, and Heavenly and Consensus almost got into it. So Heavenly tried, and remember, her husband checked her like, listen, I tell you stuff, you don't want to listen, you want to do what you want to do, whatever, right? So Heavenly tries to, I feel, deflect from her husband being pissed off with her own actions and put it off on Simone by saying Simone knew we should not have been around each other. She shouldn't have had Contessa there. Simone knew I had issues going on with my mom. She shouldn't have did that. But at the end of the day, I do feel like, Heavenly, where is your accountability in this? Because you also could have maintained your own emotions and had self-control over yourself to not even go there with, oh girl. So it can't all be on Simone. You know what I'm saying? But Heavenly does that a lot. When people are about to pry more so into what her going on with her marriage and stuff, she figures out a way to deflect it off on other people. And I don't like that she does that, because as entertaining as Heavenly is, and I appreciate she gives us something with her entertainment, as entertaining as she is, she doesn't give her life. She really don't. She don't really share what's the ends, and I'm surprised she's been able to be on the show as long as she has, and we don't know what's going on. Like, her husband literally, Damon, sat up there and said that he didn't reach out to Contessa because he's been having personal issues. Contessa said, "Yeah, me too. I've been having personal." I'm like, "What personal stuff is this that you talking about, Damon?" Because we never know. Y'all never clue us in. I mean, Heavenly is doing a way better job than Destiny on Love and Marriage Huntsville because she's entertaining and she knows how to distract a bit, but we don't know shit about what's going on in your stuff. But we knew the ins and outs of Simone and her marriage, Quad and her breakdown of her marriage, Jackie and hers, Contessa and hers, hell, Toya's and her. Where is yours? Ah, let's keep going, Heavenly. Um, I felt like, Heavenly, your husband was sick of your mouth. You wanted to be Simone's fault so bad, but it ain't. Okay, look at yourself. Period. It wasn't all on her. Heavenly is trying to tell Quad to do the same thing Toya just told Quad to do. Don't talk to my husband. Quad was trying to ask her husband a question, and Heavenly was not going for it. Okay, I'm like, Quad. Now Toya just told you once, right? And then you sat up there deflecting. You think I could get a husband? And then when Toya said something to you, you was like, don't talk to me like that. Talk to your husband like that. But when Heavenly tells you that shit, and Heavenly don't be joking, you laugh it off. They don't like that fake shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. And I understand that Heavenly is your closer friend, so she may get away with stuff. But if that's the case, don't sit up here and try and drag Toya and comfort Toya when Toya hasn't, in my opinion, done half as much damaging stuff as Heavenly has done. Let's be very clear. Okay. I don't like that. What else? So the reunions. Oh, the reunion. Let's get to the end. This reunion, Bravo, get y'all together. Andy, whoever is over there on the media side, get y'all together. Why are we watching the reunion and it's giving the Quad and Heavenly show? Why am I watching the reunion and y'all are literally sitting the camera 3 to 5 minutes on Quad and Heavenly going back and forth about something? Why? Y'all ain't have enough footage on nobody else? Then we're literally sitting here watching them go back and forth having a debate. No, but let me tell you. Okay, but don't talk to me like that, bitch. Well, then I don't know how, cause like what? Why are we watching this back and what the fuck is this? Hurry up, round it up, figure it out. If you need to recast or something, figure that shit out too. Like, I mean, did y'all not have enough storyline? This shit, like, what was going on? Because it was given the Heavenly and Quad show, and Quad is not in charge of the girls. Period. All right. Anila apologizes to Toya, saying she shouldn't have spoke on the rumor or whatever. And then Toya says, listen, I'm the type of person I'm quick to forgive, but it don't mean that I'm gonna trust your ass ever again. And I don't blame Toya on that. Don't trust Miss Ma'am. Okay. Don't trust him. I wouldn't trust her. But it seems like Toya and Heavenly are going to work on getting a better relationship built. So we'll see. I think that Toya and Heavenly could get to a better place because Toya and Contessa did. Even Simone and Heavenly did. So I think they can make it work. But quiet, you can go, baby. I ain't even gonna hold you, sweetheart. Um, let's see. And not Destiny getting dreaded in all the reviews. Damon told the men they have problems. Everyone teamed up against Quad when she was going through the divorce, trying to get her off the show. Quad fights back, and it's all of a sudden an army of Quad haters. I disagree with that. I don't think they were even trying to get her up off the show. Like they did Mariah, who they definitely got up off the show. Um, I don't think that's the reason for the Quad haters. They just don't like Quad. See, y'all talking about when Quad got the divorce and people was trying to get her off the show. Let's talk about when Quad did Sister Circle and felt like she didn't really need the show. She didn't need them ladies. That's what Quad was talking about. Okay. She didn't even want to open up to them ladies just 2 seasons ago or so. Like she was better. Like, ugh, da 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 da. Like what? And that's why her and Simone got into it because Simone was like, I'm not gonna kiss your. It's like, girl, what you think this is? Right? Quad legit came and had a sit down with one of the girls from Sister Circle because she felt like she had her sister, she had her people, whatever it was. Da 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 da. Like she didn't need to be there. And then now here she is, and the show got canceled. But either way, good luck. Okay. Better keep a check. Um, what else? Let's see. What else? Um, People have revisionist history. Quad didn't want to open up about her marriage and tried to pretend like she was too good for me. That what I'm that and that's the part that I'm talking about.